I always have plans to start living more organized life from Monday, next week, next month, next year. And guess what? This year's January 1st is all of that. So now, having my ultimate excuse staring at me from the calendar, I have no other choice but pull myself together and face everything I have, makeup-wise. Hi, welcome to theArtup, a place where we enjoy beautiful things, not just in beauty, but in life. Today, we're going to sort through my beauty stash and start planning my 2024 makeup journey. Let's dive in. I used to have 7, now I have 5. And Hourglass Whale is on its last leg, so I bet I will finish it by the end of the month. I have oily and textured skin, so smoothing primer is a must for me. I cannot skip it in my makeup routine. I think I can refresh this category by the end of the year. Theoretically, between 2023 and 2024, the number of my foundations increased by 1. But in reality, it increased by 2. I finished Physician Formula's Healthy Foundation Mix. Great foundation if you do not mind pretty strong scent. And I bought Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation and a Collagen one. The first one is too dewy and the second one is too dark. I thought I was being savvy, but actually I was pretty silly. I bought 2 products for kind of steal, but they do not work properly for me. I can make them work, but it requires some extra efforts. In 2023, I finally finished my e.l.f. HD concealer, totaling at 5 in the beginning of the year. Now I have 1 NARS concealer in the shade Vanilla, 2 white correctors, which of course I used to mix up with that Collagen foundation, and 1 green corrector that I used to neutralize the tones. I would love to finish Hard Candy's Glamour Flash, and I think it's pretty possible.
Do you see the trend? You are buying more stuff to make sure that the wrong stuff you've already bought would work.
There is no change in numbers. I had to, and I still have to.
And why so?
Oh, you're asking why? It turns out I'm not sure I know how to use that properly, and I don't know if bronzer suits me. But I have 2 of them. My collection increased only by 1. I bought Essence Baked Blush in the shade Pretty Peach. And I bought it back in June, even before the Pantone announced its color of the year. I love it as a blush topper. So I would love also to phase out my NARS Orgasm because it is too old and it has separate sparkles that do not look good on my textured skin. I used to have 2. I decluttered 1 last year, and I still have that 1 Morphe palette I used since, 2021, I think. So there is no obvious change in this category.
Are you saying that you are not using face products at all?
Good question. Usually I do, but since I want to finish my eyeshadow palette as soon as possible, the one I had in my project pan, I use pinks and browns from Modern Renaissance instead of designated makeup items. The numbers went by 1. I finished backup powder, which I miss dearly. It was too old, so instead of decluttering, I decided to squeeze up the best out of it. It was a brilliant idea. We share a lot of bittersweet memories. I hear you screaming out seeing how my collection has increased. But hear me out. Even though my makeup collection has almost doubled, I use majority of the products consistently. On top of that, I am planning to declutter my Revlon and Kat Von D lipsticks, which will make the numbers much more manageable. The only thing that bothers me here is that it turns out I do not like squeeze-out tubes. So I'm thinking whether to put my Sephora lip glosses in the shade Virginia and Warrior Princess in a separate container. What do you think? Let me know. Except Lancome Idol, in 2023 I finished all of my mascaras. And I got two new ones, Milk Kush Mascara and Fenty Beauty Thick Fella. Actually, it's hella thick. I am extremely happy with the rotation I have in this makeup category. Regarding eyeliners, I decluttered Kat Von D's Black Dagger because it simply dried up. And I bought on sale a new Physician Formula liquid eyeliner because the older one, even though it was still going pretty strong, I'm a little bit conflicted whether to continue using it because it is so old. So I decided to retire the old one and release from the packaging the new one. Oh, I see an eyebrow pencil hiding among eye pencils. Don't count that one. In general, I have 35 eye pencils and all of them barely touched. I decluttered the smallest green one and I bought one from Annabelle. The silver one, I have it in my waterline today. It is pretty good. Somehow, I have this weird, undescribable urge to have a lot of color eye pencils and rarely use them. Please tell me I'm not the only one. I noticed that I don't have this issue with the monochromatic color pencil, but with the shimmery ones. If I place them in my waterline, they fade away and they are not quite bright. And if I put them on my lid, they are not shiny enough. Let me know, how do you incorporate shimmery color eye pencils into your makeup looks? Because this year, I'm going to take serious action against this category. I would love to finish like 10 of them. Do you think it's possible? This category includes every eyeshadow that has its own container. I started 2023 with 9 single eyeshadows and ended it with 14. The culprits are 5 multichrome shades from Clionadh Cosmetics and 1 from Nomad. And I also decluttered 1 Sephora liquid eyeshadow. It didn't work well at all. I regret nothing. I am planning to heavily expand my collection of single eyeshadows. These multichromes have me spellbound, and I don't want to break free. I expect that this segment of my collection will only grow, and to tell the truth, I'm totally fine with that.
I'm fine! Totally fine!
Now pause and count how many eyeshadow palettes do I have. 18. I counted 18 eyeshadow palettes. This year I got only 2. Muse by Cosmic Brushes and Paradise Island by Nomad Cosmetics. And I also decluttered the oldest palette I have from Makeup Atelier. Some of these palettes, unfortunately, I didn't use at all this year, like my ColourPop ones or BH Cosmetics. Hopefully, it will change next year. Do you want to know how? Watch my next videos. I am happy to see that I bought only 2 palettes, but I am so sad to see that I used the rest so little. The reason why I actually didn't buy so many eyeshadow palettes is because I bought a lot of loose pigments from all over the internet. And the one you see on the left, that is Melt Shape-Shifting Stack Depotted. Finally, I figured out how to apply those eyeshadows on my lids. Before, I got uneven chunks. Now, I can manipulate it into thinner and more even consistency. So now, having all these numbers in my mind, have I managed to identify myself, makeup-wise? Just a little bit. I got to see what I have and what I want to have or want to be. I have successfully finished the first step of figuring out what are my makeup goals. Interested? Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you for spending your time with me today. See you next time. Bye.